Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, there's a heart. I had to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a face of somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look. When you're lost out there and you're all alone, a light is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, everywhere you look, shoot-a-bop-ba-dow.
Oh, hey, Dad must be home.
Oh.
Children, I'm home. How are you two? Alright, kids. It's time. We're about to have a talk.
I'm already taking health class.
I know you're stupid, not blind. This is a chemistry book. I'm going to be teaching you kids about ionic and covalent bonds.
Chemistry is dumb.
Shut up. We're learning what I am teaching.
Father.
That's the spirit. Today, we will be teaching about ionic bonds. There's two important things to keep in mind while working with ionic bonds. The first one is, electrons will be transferred, meaning the first atom will lose an electron and gain a positive charge, and the second atom will gain an electron and get a negative charge. And the second one is, the two atoms must be a metal and a nonmetal. Let's write down some examples over here. So first we will be writing sodium chloride, NaCl. And if we look on the periodic table of elements, we have sodium, it's an alkali metal, and chlorine, which is a nonmetal halogen. Now because one's a metal and one's a nonmetal, it is an ionic bond. And we'll also have magnesium oxide. So we have magnesium, a metal in the alkaline earth metals, and oxygen. Magnesium is a metal and oxygen is not, therefore it is also an ionic bond. And that, kids, was just ionic bonds. We still have covalence to do.
It's
This is so boring.
It's stinking dumb.
I'm out.
Wait, kids, we're still half done with the...
The wind air freshener smells great, but don't take our word for it. Take it from Kayla, a special guest who has not yet smelled the delightful wonders of our air freshener. Go on, Kayla.
This place smells like crap.
I thought you put the air freshener in there.
Dude, I told you to. So there you have it. Take our word for it. It smells wonderful.
I like these.
Cornflakes. Eat them.
Wrestling Mania introduces the Strangler and Gumbo. Whoa. These two are going head to head this Saturday. Miss it, and you're dumb. Be there. Oh. Yeah, oh. Alright.
Think he's gonna find us in here?
No way. He never does laundry.
True.
Kids, I know you're in here. You two remind me so much of your mother. She used to hide here whenever I got mad at her too. I want you kids to understand that I'm teaching you for a reason. chemistry is important because knowledge is indeed power. And one day, I want your power levels to surpass mine. 9,000. But no matter how powerful I am, it will mean nothing if I have heirs to take over my place as the planet Earth's defender. So, it's important for you kids to pay attention no matter how boring this is. Alright, come give your old dad a hug.
Sorry, Dad.
Sorry, Dad.
Change my mind. You creeps.
Teach us, Father.
In this lesson, we'll be teaching about covalent bonds. And like ionic bonds, there's two things to keep in mind. Rather than ionic bonds, electrons will be shared rather than transferred. The two atoms are both going to be nonmetals. And when the electrons are being shared, there's two things to keep in mind. The electrons could be shared equally. That would make it polar. Or the electrons would not be shared equally, making it nonpolar. Okay, let's take a look at our examples. First we'll have carbon dioxide, CO2. Now on the periodic table of elements, carbon is a nonmetal as well as oxygen. Therefore, the electrons will be shared between the two, making carbon dioxide a covalent bond. Next, we have methane. In methane, we have carbon, a nonmetal, and 4 atoms of hydrogen, another nonmetal. In this bond, the electrons will also be shared, making methane a covalent bond in between carbon and hydrogen. And that, children that are probably mine, that was covalent bonds.
So, covalent bonds is where it's the sharing of electrons and it's two nonmetals?
Correct.
And ionic bonds are when it's a metal and a non-metal, and they transfer electrons.
I'm so proud of you kids. You know what? On in the next lesson.
But Dad, this is
so
boring.
boring.
Come on.
What did I just say?
Oh my!
Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, there's a heart. I had to hold on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a face of somebody who needs you. Everywhere you look, when you're lost out there.
Alright kids, it's about time we have a talk.
I've already taken health class.
This is a chemistry book. Are you blind? Michaela? So that one day, after surpassing my power level, you'll pass it again ×2. And then you'll be able to defeat monsters and defend Earth. So I no longer have to. I need to retire, kids. So it's important that no matter how boring it is, pay attention. Shut up, Kayla. Kids, I know you're in here. This is where your mother hides when she's mad at me. Dang it. About this whole chemistry thing. It really is important that you guys pay attention no matter how boring. Because it has been scientifically proven that knowledge is indeed power. And one day, maybe one day, I hope that my children can one day surpass my own power level one day. No matter how redundant the word one day is, I'll keep
Garrison!
And that, my children, was covalent bonds.
Hold on. Restart.
Are you serious?